All right, guys. My name is Luis Morales, health fitness specialist with Exos at Autodesk. Welcome to the first 10-minute stretch break of the week. For today's stretch break, we're going to be mainly on the ground. So let's get into our space here where let's start lying flat on our backs. So whether you're on some carpet or a mat, slowly make your way down onto your back. And we're going to be lying here with the knees bent. So the feet are going to be connected to the ground here, guys. And what we're going to start off by doing is just loosening up that low back a little bit. So here I have my feet planted just a few inches away from each other, a little gap in between. Feel free to spread your arms out too. This will help kind of hold back musculature, kind of loosen up, and then just let those knees fall out to the side a little bit. We want to keep our hips on the ground. So as soon as you feel some stretch going one way, start to reverse directions and let those knees just kind of fall out to the other side. Try and take in some nice deep breaths. As those ribs expand, you'll probably feel some extra stretching here and there. And we're just going back and forth, trying to wash away any stressful Monday feelings. Go to work, guys. Slowly to side, no speed necessary here. One more good one each side here, guys. So let those knees fall. Feel that stretch. One more time, other side. There we go. Nicely done, guys. Okay, so we're going to stay here on our backs, knees bent. I'm going to bring my right ankle to rest on top of my left knee here. I'm going to take my hands, grab onto the top of my knee. You can also grab below here in kind of the ditch of the knee. I'm going to pull my knee across and up towards the opposite shoulder. So I'm pulling towards my left shoulder here, and I'm looking for some tension in my outer right rear hip. Stretching the glutes out, we're stretching the piriformis out here. So once you find some good tension, not too much tension, but some comfortable tension, just take a few breaths. All right, guys, slowly release that tension you have on that knee. Let that foot return to the ground, and let's switch it over to the other side. The same thing on this side. We're now pulling the knee across our bodies and up towards the opposite shoulder. You might find that pulling it across is more effective versus pulling it up, or vice versa. Everyone is different. So find comfortable tension, and then let's just hang out. Make sure you're not pulling your hip too much. You don't want to be on the verge of turning over onto your side. You still want to be lying flat on your back. Nicely done, guys. Slowly release that tension. Let that foot return to the ground. Awesome. All right, so we're going to stay here on the ground, but let's flip on over to our hands and our knees. Take your time here, no rush. All right, guys, so hands and knees here. Spread the knees apart just a little bit. If you feel comfortable with doing that, we're going to walk those hands away from the rest of our body and then out to one side. We're going to do that lateral stretch with the child's pose. So once you walk your hands out to one side, sink those hips back, pull those hands on the ground a little bit if you need to, and find a nice resting spot where one side is really opened up. Once you've sunk back into a nice position, comfortable position, let those ribs really expand and stretch out that one side as we breathe. All right, guys, let's slowly rise out of that position, putting more weight into those hands, and then walking those hands across the middle over to the other side. All right, same deal. Sink those hips back. Find a nice comfortable spot. It might be a little different than the other side. And then start that breathing. Nice work, guys. Once again, let's rise. A little more weight into those hands. Let's bring them back into the middle. All right, let's configure those hands and those knees. So hands are right under the shoulders now. Knees are back right under the hips. So we're feeling nice and supported here. Next, we can do a little bit of spine stretching, also known as cat-cow, cat-camel, whatever you're more familiar with. Let's start to look up and then arch the back into kind of a nice valley here. And then once we're all stretched out that way, trying to create a big mountain with your back, letting your head dip down and pushing away from the ground as much as possible. We're just going to slowly alternate between these two positions, guys, to start moving at a nice slow pace. Be conscious of that breathing. Good work, you guys. We're just trying to stretch the spine a little bit more each time. Good work, you guys. Good work. Couple more each way. All right, guys, wherever you're at, let's slowly make our way to the middle here from what we were just doing. So right in the middle is what we like to call our neutral spine, not too much flexion or extension each way. So now what we're going to do is we're going to keep that neutral spine with our next movement. We're going to be moving from the shoulders, and let's keep our gaze right at the ground. So what I'm going to have us do, keeping those arms straight, those elbows locked out the entire time. Let your body sink down towards the ground a little bit. You can see my shoulder blades are poking up a little bit through my shirt. Now what I'm going to do is push away from the ground, but keep my spine nice and straight. So my upper back isn't going to round excessively. I'm just going to sink myself down and then use my shoulders to push away from the ground. Let's slowly do about 10 of these. What we're activating here is a muscle called the serratus, a muscle that pulls the shoulder blades forward on the rib cage here. Having this muscle activated and strong is really, really great for shoulder health, especially as we age. Really supports a slew of shoulder movements. Good work, guys. Keep that whole spine in neutral, though. No excessive bending as we get to the top. Couple more. It's a subtle movement here. All right, last one, wherever you guys are at. Beautiful. All right, guys. There we go. All right, guys, make your way up to standing. Nice and slow, nice and safe. And that is all I have for you for this week's first stretch break. Thank you guys for joining me. You guys did awesome. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Don't forget, stretch break is tomorrow at 2:30. And then we also have my class and Jazzy's class Wednesday and Thursday at 12 noon. Don't miss out on those. No problem, Jag. Good job. Good to see you, Asim. We'll see you guys next time.